that call were Portland.
I would imagine.
I don't think I saw anyone that wasn't. So, I mean, right call for sure.
Yeah.
And, I think one thing, drag us back to 17 and 18, that's something that we never got the benefit of.
Yeah.
Ever,
No.
it seemed. And this year it's been very different. Mm-hmm. We're actually starting to see the benefit of referees maybe liking us for once.
I think they actually do like us now.
Yeah. Except we are still, I think, the least fouled against team.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
It's just because we're so nice.
Well, no, we've actually talked about this on this podcast before. Darwin is the worst because where most guys would he'd get tripped and he'd fall down and get the foul.
Right.
Darwin just keeps going.
Right.
He kind of does his thing.
Like falling down.
He doesn't like falling down.
I like that. I think that's kind of brings it back to the roots of the game.
Yeah.
I think it's gotten really far away from where it used to be and all the flopping and diving.
Yep.
Getting constantly made fun of for being a soccer player. Oh, yeah, you guys do all that diving stuff. Like,
Especially in MLS, I think it's.
Yeah.
I agree totally.
So we go up 1-0. We're excited. I mean, the crowd is rocking. Now, they opened up the upper deck for this game.
Yeah, and I was a little worried,
I was
to be
too.
honest. Because, it's a U.S. Open Cup. Most American soccer fans don't understand these Federation Cups.
Yeah.
And, obviously it showed the previous game where they didn't even open the top, and I don't even think they sold out the lower.
I thought it was, if they didn't sell it out, it's very close, because I think the attendance for the quarterfinal against New Mexico was right about 12,000.
Yeah.
I thought I heard, which would have been most of the lower bowl.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, even the atmosphere in that game felt pretty good, but this just brought it to another level, and which it should for a semifinal at your home stadium. It was pretty good, and it wasn't a sellout, we should say.
Yeah,
but,
it wasn't.
But the atmosphere was fantastic.
It was. The Wonder Wall was in full force. Yeah, we were right by the Wonder Wall, and we were cheering. They were cheering. It was.
I think that's when if you're not sitting in the Wonder Wall, if the closer you are to it, I think it just brings that much more out of the excitement of the game, because you're feeling that whole energy the whole game. They don't stop, and it's
exactly
fun. Yeah.
So then of course they come back and score a goal.
Yeah,
in stoppage time of the first half.
Yeah, it was one of those things where you think if we can get out of the half at 1-0, we always kind of have that weird, sketchy second half start where you never know what the hell's going to happen. And then, of course, they managed to get a goal back. I was really worried at that point.
I think we were all we were so up, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh,
of course, and because of course it happened. Speaking of the Wonder Wall, the goal happened right in front of the Wonder Wall.
Yes.
People were screaming bloody murder for offsides,
which it was close.
It was close,
but
it wasn't as close. I mean, at the time, I had just assumed that it was offsides, and they had every right to be angry. But then watching the reviews,
and it ended up being that we played him onside. I think it was Boxall played him onside, and Kalman just blew his mark. I don't know what the hell he was thinking.
Did we start chanting VAR after that?
Yes, I think
we
so,
did. Because it was mentioned on Twitter by a couple of people saying they know there's no VAR. I'm like, well, we weren't doing it because we were doing it because there should be VAR.
Right, exactly. And why the Federation hasn't done that yet is beyond me.
Yeah.
It's absurd. Now, pretty much everyone across the globe has it, and yet we don't.
Not in this.
We're the ones that started it.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
Yeah. Right. So we go into the half 1-1. Like I said, we were now a little bit concerned about what's going to happen in the second half because, David, like you were saying, we come out of second halves a little bit weird most of the time.
Yeah, it's always sketchy. And I don't know what it is. I mean, maybe this is an Adrian Heath thing. Maybe he's not a good motivator, which I could maybe see.
I don't know if that's possible.
All the English people I've ever known, which, mind you, is I could count on one hand.
Yes.
But they've never been exactly yay, rah type people. And he doesn't seem like he's one of those people. So I think there's something there, which I don't think it's necessarily something to pick at. But
I don't think it happened, and that does happen in games. I don't think it happened so much in this one, in the Portland game.
But we were concerned about it.
We were concerned
about it coming out of the half. Rightfully so. And we come out in the second half, and it's kind of back and forth for a while. I was thinking, I don't remember anything crazy happening.
I mean, I think at that point, if you're talking about the start of the second half, I mean, I think Minnesota had done well with possession. Actually, their possession numbers. Now, I should say the game ended a 50-50 split possession-wise. But I think at that point in the first half, early in the second half, the possession numbers kind of favored Minnesota. Actually, it was. I mean, I guess it shouldn't be surprising leading up to their first goal, Portland's, I should say. Portland kind of had the possession for the second half of the first half.
Yeah, momentum really changed.
It did.
Yeah.
It did after almost immediately after Darwin's penalty kick. The momentum swung towards Portland, but then credit Minnesota in this case. They came out on the upper foot, I would say. So.
And the pass by Molino to Toy on that goal was phenomenal. Bringing up, so the goal it ended up being the game-winning goal was in the 64th minute.
Yep.
Mason Toy scored just a beautiful.
It
was in front of us, wasn't it? It was on our side.
It would have been,
Yeah, it was on our side.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yes,
I remember
it was.
watching it and just jumping out of my damn seat. I think we were all high-fiving and hugging at that point because it was like, holy shit, we might actually get this game,
Yeah.
Everything about that move was beautiful.
It was.
Oh, it's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that, we'll probably mention it once we get to the Dallas match.
Yeah.
Right, it was Dallas or the Colorado match.
But
Toys mishap.
Well, you think if you're talking about players' performance in regards,
and Toy has really grown this season, and it's surprising because he wasn't anything at all last year. He didn't do any when he was at Madison. He didn't really do anything.
No.
But something has clicked with him, and maybe the minutes at Madison
helped
were
him.
what he needed.
Yeah.
Even though he didn't contribute a ton.
I think a lot has to do with having Dunlawdy there too. I think Toy has realized that it's his for the taking.
Well, that's true. When you have another striker who can't even, aside from last night, can't even put a header in the goal when he's 3 feet away. I think that helps him understand that if he can put forward his effort, he's got it in it. And he's a very different player than Angelo Rodriguez.
Of course.
And Angelo's still older.
Yep.
So there's that too. He knows that he's got that opportunity if he can step up and do it. Not to mention the fact that he's still young. He's got a chance to the U.S. team.
He does.
And maybe stuff just clicked for him.
Well, and that's when his stock was at an all-time high because he scores the game winner. He had scored one against Houston.
Yep.
And his stock was at an all-time high there after the game. And in fact, commentators were even saying as much. Hey, Berhalter, are you watching? As far as a young U.S. national team player potentially. But.
So
exactly.
We get that goal in the 64th minute, right?
Yep.
So we have to wait out a while, and there were some times there where I was on the edge of my seat going, "Oh shit, we're gonna give up a goal here," but
it worked.
It worked. We got out of there with the victory. We're going to Atlanta. We got on the train afterwards, and there was chanting on the train, and videos on Twitter of us chanting on the train. You were on a video.
I was on it. Luckily, I did not look like a complete dumbass.
Yeah.
It's tough after a match to not look like a dumbass.
Yeah. It was amazing coming out of there. And as we talked about on Twitter, the three of us, we're going to Atlanta.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
We're going down there. We're going to go see the match. We're going to probably do a podcast down there.
Planes, trains, and automobiles. Any way you can get down
Pretty much.
there. We're all going different. We're getting there different ways.
Yeah, we are.
But it's amazing. I'm excited. I'm very excited to go down there and see this.
And it can't play out better.
No.
I really think it'd be cool to have a chance to lift the trophy at Allianz.
Of course.
But to have the opportunity to take down Atlanta in Atlanta when there's this weird... It's a weird rivalry between the two.
We've talked about it before.
It's easy to understand. They came up in MLS the same year.
Built teams completely differently, and here we are. We're both in second place, I believe.
Yes,
I think Atlanta's
unless it changed after last night. We'll say, and we have a chance to play soccer in a football stadium. I almost forgot what that was like.
Right,
It's been almost a year since they played in TCF Bank. So,
and we're going to get. There's going to be a lot of people down there.
Yeah, I saw that. They're currently over 300.
Well, Sun Country teamed up with United.
Yep.
They're doing a charter flight down there.
Right.
which is crazy.
That should help the numbers.
That should help the numbers substantially. It's going to be nuts. There's going to be a huge supporter section down there. I'm excited to be sitting in the supporter section with those guys and cheering them on. Even though Johnny, when he called me the other day, he's like, they're going to lose.
Well,
it's Atlanta. I said, Johnny,
seriously?
Come on, don't say that.
And
John, you dumbass.
John's the pessimist, maybe,
He's
of the group,
pessimist.
but Vegas would certainly probably agree with John. I don't think Minnesota will be favored on the road.
No, they won't.
But like you said, David, they have the chance, and they're in a final.
Yeah, it's exactly what anybody would want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and they're certainly going to put out a strong lineup again. That's not going to change. I guess we'll see how injuries shake out, but certainly they'll start a strong lineup.
Yeah.
So after that high, we then go on to the Dallas game, which we put out our B squad for that game.
Yeah.
We didn't really.
You knew it was going to have to come at some point. Maybe
Well,
the rotation was going to come. Maybe it didn't have to come as heavy as it did against Dallas. It looked different but similar in numbers to the match that in Montreal that Minnesota ended up winning.
Yeah.
What was there? I think there
But it was Montreal, not Dallas.
Not Dallas.
At Dallas.
Yeah.
And it's a conference game. And that's what surprised me about it was that Heath would change the lineup up so much. But again, after the U.S. Open Cup match, he kind of had to.
Yeah, he did. He didn't have a choice to make a couple, 2-3 changes, but he kind of went wholesale. He went. I think there was. I don't have it in front of me for some reason, but I think there was at least 8 changes.
There was.
I think it was 9.
9. Yeah, it might have been. I knew it was in that number. And to me, I still wonder if maybe he's just trying to be realistic and saying, well, I don't think he thinks this way, but maybe part of him is thinking, do we really have a chance in this game?
Yeah.
Minnesota had not scored a goal in Dallas in their last couple trips there. They had lost like 2-0 twice, going back in 17 and 18. So maybe he's thinking, oh, geez, it's going to be hot. They're going to have to deal with the humidity.
It was a logical move, and I think even if he did say, well, the likelihood of us winning this is less than 30%.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would fault him for that.
Right, and he knew.
It's the way it is in MLS.
And he knew coming after this, it's a Saturday match in Dallas. He knew coming after that there was 2 massive games at home in Colorado and Orlando.
Yeah.
So he knew what was coming in just a few days.
And we talked about this on the podcast before. The Heat, for whatever reason, the Loons do terrible in the heat. We never have really great games in Houston or Dallas.
Right.
And it was 99 degrees down there.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, well, he wanted to save his best guys for the upcoming schedule, and it was the best way to do it.
Yeah, and you want to feel a strong squad at home.
Yes.
And so it all made sense.
But imagine our surprise when who opens the scoring for Minnesota United?
Yeah,
Ethan Finley.
Yeah, David's favorite player.
Well,
Big fan.
He gives him shit all the time.
we were talking about this on the drive up. He's like a common man on K-Fan reference. So he's playing with the heavily rotated squad. So is Ethan Finley the best of the lousiest and the lousiest of the best?
Yes, he could
kind
be.
of thing.
Well, that's a good question.
He certainly has his moment. He has his moments.
I think he has his place in the squad. I just wouldn't pick it.
Yeah.
I really like him as a substitute in like the 60th minute where there's a lot of tired
energy.
Legs. He brings a lot of speed.
He does, yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Energy. He's quick.
Yeah. And the thing that I like about Finland is that we play the preferred 4-2-3-1, which he's versatile in that. But if we want to switch it up to the 4-3-3, he works really well in that formation as well.
Yeah.
Where if you look at another right winger, who will probably come up later, Miguel Ibarra, he doesn't work as well in a 4-3-3.
No.
So he's more versatile in that sense. He also is able to track back. He's pretty decent in defense.
And he's one of us.
I just think he's very... What's that?
He's one of us.
I would like to say he's more...
He was born in Duluth.
But he grew up in Wisconsin.
I'm from the Iron Range. That's close to Duluth. He's one of us.
I'm from Wisconsin, so I should have an affinity towards him.
You should.
You should, yeah, definitely.
I think I don't want to say he's the best of the lousiest.
Okay, that I was just.
I think he's better than that.
Yeah, I agree. I just had to say it.
I just have my little nitpicky issues. With
Every time.
Yeah.
Every game, you got nitpicky issues. I don't understand it.
But anyways, yeah, I mean,
But congrats to him.
Yeah, and his goal,
fantastic.
yeah, it was short range, but if you recall the sequence.